Are you asking me this personally, or is this professional?
This isn't a runaway wife anymore. We've got a homicide here, and you two women were the last people to see her alive. You had lovers. And the letter is signed the Marquis de Sade.
This is too working. I know what it sounds like, but it's police work, Harv. I am not having a good time.
And Liz comes back from Acapulco a week early and walks in on Brad and Devin in Brad's apartment.
Brad shot Liz?
No.
Devin shot Liz?
Oh, no way. Devin was in the shower.
Well, who shot Liz?
My money's on Lance.
Her ex-husband?
He's still real hung up on her. Say, if you never watched these shows, how come you know all the people in them?
I got hooked on Beyond the Horizon when I worked nights. I found I really missed it when I went over to day shift.
So work nights like me.
My daughter gave me one of those video recorders for Christmas. I tape old shows, and on weekends I catch up.
Not a terrible idea. I could use one myself for the summer.
How's that?
I work days during the tourist season.
I've already been to the Westchester police. If she turns up, they'll let me know, but they aren't even going to look for her.
Please.
I can't just sit around and wait. I'm going out of my mind.
Your wife was last seen at the Sullivan Theater, Mr. White?
She goes to a matinee every Wednesday with her girlfriends. This is an idea that I never liked, the three of them going into the city alone like this. It's a dangerous place for women.
Mr. White, this is awkward, but we do have to ask a question.
It's all right. Westchester police have already asked. No, my wife and I were not having marital difficulties. She is a good wife and mother to our two little girls. Now, please, find her.
Yes, sir. We'll certainly do what we can, Mr. White. I think the Westchester police had the right idea.
We want to run away from all of this.
People who want more.
Oh, come on. What more? She's got two beautiful daughters, a husband that adores her, got a nice home, and a safe neighborhood, and every Wednesday a day out with the girls. Shopping and culture. I wouldn't need much more.
I grew up here.
Around here? With your mother, right?
My grandmother and my brother.
Oh, yeah. How come I never hear about your brother?
He lives in California now.
There's telephones, Christine.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time. I haven't talked to him since my mother died.
I'm sorry. So was your old home as fancy as these here?
Yeah, I guess.
Where is it? Is it close? I mean, we could go by later, take a look if you wanted.
No, I don't think so.
Last Wednesday, Helen left in the middle of the second act to go to the ladies' room. She never returned.
Did you look for her, ma'am?
Well, of course. Well, then what? Did you call the police? Did you report it to the management?
I told an usher.
I see. Did Mrs. White ever indicate to you she was having trouble at home?
No, no problems.
How about you?
You mean, did she run away from home?
You think that's a possibility, ma'am?
Well, anything's possible.
Did she have friends or family in the city?
I don't know.
Do you?
No one her husband wouldn't know about. You'll have to check with him. Oh, there's Chet. We'll be with you in a whiz, Chet.
We don't mean to be rude, but we did book a tennis lesson for 3 o'clock.
You were a half hour late.
Right. Can you believe those two? Their friend disappears, and they're worried about making a tennis lesson.
People have different ways of dealing with their emotions, Christine.
Oh, can the good cop routine, Mary Beth. It's just us here. God, they even have their hair done to play tennis.
Mary Beth, you had a phone call. I left a message on your desk.
Thanks. Bad day in court, Becky?
Hmm?
You look like you got dragged through the mud, pal.
Hey, who cares about Court Cagney? Real police work's done in the streets. Car thief. We caught him in the act.
Wow. Just you and Petrie, huh? No SWAT squad?
Hey. Look, I don't have time to make small talk with you, Detective. I got some reports to fill out. Come on.
Hey, Petrie. What's with your collar?
Kid ran. I chased him through a muddy salvage yard. And Victor hit him with a flying tackle.
You're kidding. That explains the suit.
His best and only suit.
Your perp looks like a kid.
He may be a juvenile. He's not carrying any ID, and he won't tell us his name.
Is the lieutenant in?
I haven't seen him.
Christine, we're going to the morgue. They got a body that might be on Helen White.
They're gonna lose the personal touch.
The computer's just a tool, Bert. What's to be afraid of?
Yeah, I know. That's what this... What are you doing here? I asked you a question.
We're processing a grand larceny auto, Lieutenant. Caught the kid in the act.
Now, you told me you were through with that garbage. This is how you keep your word?
Come on, Lieutenant. Hold it. Come on. Come on, Lieutenant. Relax. Come on. Relax. Get him.
Get him out of my sight!
What'd you ever do to him?
I made the mistake of being his son!
Should we say something to Samuels about his boy?
What do you say?
Imagine your own kid, arrested, brought in the precinct. I'd die if it was one of mine.
Happens. A lot of cops' kids get in trouble.
Not all cops' kids.
I did.
You did?
Why? Shoplifting, ice skates. 12 years old. My mother let me stew in juvenile hall overnight.
You're kidding. You were 12.
I sat there until my dad found out about it, and he came and sprung me.
That's a pretty rough thing for her to do.
Why? I'm the one that got in trouble.
Yeah, but still leaving your kid overnight in jail, I mean, you must have felt, I don't know what,
Worked, didn't it? I never stole again.
What do you think, Chris?
Strangulation?
Apparently manual.
Where was the body found?
Manchester Hotel in the West 40s. The body was fully clothed, but there was evidence of a recent coitus.
Rape?
Doubtful. I will send you a complete report as soon as we have completed the autopsy.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
I'll never get used to looking at dead bodies.
Yeah.
Who's gonna call Richard White?
You are.
Why me?
You've got more compassion than I do, Mary Beth.
You say that, Christine, because you don't want to make the call.
I'm no good at this stuff, Mary Beth. I just blurt it out.
That's the best way to do it.
No.
Hey, hey!
Heads. Yeah, Mr. White? Hi, this is Detective Cagney. We found your wife.
I'm not Mary Worth, honey. They sign in, pay their money, I give them their key. After that, what they do is their business.
Well, right now it's police business, so what...
Smith. Jones, Smith, an original thinker, Brown.
This isn't the Ritz, as you can see.
What? Would your memory be refreshed if we just went back down to the station? I was going to tell you, it doesn't mean anything to me.
I told you. She came in here 2-3 times a month with some guy.
Same guy?
Every time. Sometimes, he came in with other women. But she was true blue loyal. Looked to me like she really had the hots for him. They didn't even wait for the elevator.
So this man came in, what, at least once a week, and you can't describe him to us at all, is that right?
2 arms, 2 legs.
You are really pressing your luck with me, lady.
Sue me.
Fine, let's go.
Christine.
No,
Christine, come on, lady. You want to help us here? We're looking for a murderer.
He had this scar. Ran from here to here. He was dark and swarthy. And really put together.
What about a name?
Could be Smith. Could be Jones.
Could be Brown, right?
You got it.
Is that late already, huh?
Thelma.
Hello, Paul.
It's been such a long time.
What are you doing working so late?
Well, a few things I had to take care of. Bert didn't say anything about you coming down to the station.
He didn't know. I tried to arrange bail for David. I was hoping I could take care of this without having to appeal to Albert.
What do you think this is? A playground or something? I'm a camp counselor? Lecture the kid has broken the law. And he broke the law. He has got to learn that actions have consequences. Every time he gets into trouble, you think I can bail him out just like that, huh? No wonder he turns around and runs right back out in the streets again. My kid thinks he's untouchable.
I am not asking you to bail him out.
No, but you're asking me to co-sign a loan on the house.
It's my loan. I'll be responsible for it.
Yeah, you'll be responsible. You think I'm going to allow him to drive you into financial ruin? No, sir, I don't need that.
You have your way of dealing with our son. I've got mine. If I want to take out another mortgage on the house, that is my choice.
No, it's not. Not while I'm still paying for it, it's not. No, Thelma, I'm not going to allow that. I'm not going to allow you to do that. No, not to yourself and not for our son either.
Still controlling our lives, aren't you, Bert?
Thelma.
You hide away from us in this little office. You
Thelma.
don't want to know anything about us.
Thelma!
I can't believe you'd let your own son sit in jail when you could get him out.
This isn't a runaway wife anymore. We've got a homicide here, and you 2 women were the last people to see her alive.
We told you everything.
No, ma'am, I don't think so. You see, we've established the time of your friend's death between noon and 3 p.m.
She never went to the theater.
Did she, Marcia?
You don't have to talk to them.
I wouldn't listen to that advice if I were you, Mrs. Reynolds, because it's lousy. Seeing as everything you've said to us up till now has been a lie, considering you were the last person to see your friend alive, I would say that made you a very good suspect. At least the best one we've got.
Marcia, it'd be so much easier if you just tell us what happened. Come on.
Helen, wasn't at the theater. Neither was Linda. It was just me. Wednesdays, we go into the city, but only one of us would go to the theater. Meanwhile, the other 2 would, have an adventure.
You had lovers.
Who was Helen involved with?
I don't know.
Right.
No, we didn't tell each other so that we wouldn't have to lie to cover.
How thoughtful.
My husband, will he find out?
You're a material witness, Marcia. It's likely that he will.
He'll divorce me. I know it.
You should have thought of that before.
Oh, wow. Why didn't I think of that?
saw my mother sitting there.
Oh, Chris, is that why she and Charlie got divorced?
My mother didn't have affairs. At least none that I know about. She was just lonely. She cut herself off a lot from everything, especially after the divorce.
Maybe she still loved your dad.
I never asked her. She and my brother were closer.
How old were you when she died?
19. I was in Europe, in school at the time.
Oh, so you had to come back, huh? For the funeral?
No, I didn't. There it is.
Is that your house?
That's it.
That's a mansion, Christine.
6 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, a den, a sun porch, servants' quarters, 3/4 of an acre of land.
For you and your mother, your brother, your grandmother. Is that fantastic, that enormous house? Is this the first time you've seen it since the family sold it?
No, I've tried to buy it.
What a lucky start, huh? I mean, all of that, you and your brother. You must have wonderful memories.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna hit that traffic going back.
David, you okay, son? Huh? Detective Becky got an inquiry from another precinct about you. That's why they're holding you. I didn't know whether anyone had explained to you why you were still here. Your mother was by here yesterday. She seems to think that I'm the bad guy in this whole deal. I suppose you do too, huh? David? I know you think you got some kind of a raw deal. I never had enough time for you kids. I know that, damn it. But I did the best that I knew how. You know, Davy, when I was a kid, men were taught, people were taught different things than when today, what kids are taught today, is different. Please don't whistle. I want to talk to you. I was supposed to be the best damn cop that I could be. And I was supposed to put food on the table for your mother and for your kids. And I did that, Davy. And you were supposed to love me And you were supposed to respect me. I don't know nothing else. That's the way we're supposed to be. Davy, it's complicated for me, too. Do you know that? I don't know all the answers, Davy. Look, David, I spent a lot of time feeling guilty about all the time that I put into my work and about divorcing your mother. But, Davy, I want you to know that if I could do it all over again, I don't think that I could. I don't think that I would do it any differently. And now, Davy, you gotta make a life for yourself. And you gotta quit blaming me for the mess that you got yourself into. I'm telling you the truth, Davy.
Harv?
Huh?
Do you think we have enough excitement in our marriage? Thinking about those women, you know, sneaking around, fooling around. Depressing, Harv. Harvey? I don't know if I'm more depressed about them or Chris or Samuels and his kid. I mean, Harv, you know, you think you know people? He hit his kid. And you ought to see that palace that Christine grew up in, Harv. Huh, unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But sad, too, you know. She hasn't talked to her brother since she's 19. And there's a lot of unfinished business with her mother, too. I worry about her, Harv, I do. Because she keeps everything inside, you know? Yeah. Thank you, Harvey Lacey. It's been scintillating. Oh. Scintillating having you ease my mind through all of this. Oh, would you get your very cold feet on your side of the bed, please? Oh, sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're my husband. You have no right to have feet that cold. Night, babe.
I was going through some of Helen's personal items. And I came across this. This filth.
Do you know the man in these pictures, Mr. White?
No, but this letter was enclosed. And evidently, whoever this slime is, he was threatening to send me the photographs of their afternoon activities unless she brought him $5,000.
You checked your bank account, sir?
It's nothing unusual.
Did your wife have access to any funds of her own?
No.
It's a Manhattan postmark dated last Friday. No return address. And the letter is signed the Marquis de Sade.
We got a new development in the Helen Grace homicide, sir. The husband found some photos when he was going through her things.
What type of photos?
Compromising photos, sir, and a blackmail letter.
So run them through forensics.
Yeah, we're doing it, sir.
Okay, good. Let me know where that leads.
With respect, sir, is there something I can do?
Maybe you should rethink it. Look at everything again with a fresh eye. Talk to the husband. Talk to the friends of the victim. Somebody knows something they're not telling you. Probably everybody does. You'll find it. Something else?
No. Thank you, sir.
You can't get a lab trace on this, can you?
No. One of those instant jobs, high-speed film.
Well, Officer Green, what can you tell us about these photos?
Well, they're kind of rococo, huh? Did you catch the black cape?
We caught it, thank you. What we need is some forensic evidence, okay?
Well, forensically speaking, we got male and female Caucasians apparently in flagrante delicto in a room 15 by 18. The approximate time of day from the soap opera on the TV is 2:30 to 3 o'clock p.m. Don't you love it? They're watching TV during the festivities. The bedspread is cheap fabric, probably polyester, n'est-ce pas?
Yeah, look, we know where it happened. We know who the woman is. What we need is an ID on the man.
The Marquis de Sade?
That's correct.
I love the outfit. A little Ungopachka, maybe, but, yeah, 6 foot, 6'1", 175 to 190 pounds, 25 to 30 years of age. Dark hair, dark complexion. Oh, there's a 3-inch scar under the right eye. Distended navel. How clinical do you want me to go on him?
You're going far enough. Are there any objects in the room that we could connect the man with?
Well, there's some keys on the night table, but that won't go anywhere. Yeah, you've got a package of cigarettes in a holder, but the brand name is non-decipherable. And you got a matchbook.
Can you read that matchbook?
What do you think they pay me for? It's one of those strip joints for females only. The mailroom over on Bleecker Street.
Working. I know what it sounds like, but it's police work, hard. I am not having a good time.
All right. Straight from the Stone Ages to you, ladies. Let's hear it for the barbarian.
Harvey Lacey, you get your mind out of the gutter. I'll see you later.
Now, ladies, get ready for a special delivery from the mailroom. Come on out here, guys. Wow, aren't they something? Ladies, our 10 gorgeous hosts for this evening. Ready and willing to please you. Bob here used to be a fireman.
Well, St. Harvey.
Button it, will you, Chris?
You missed the barbarian. He was kind of cute.
Oh, that's all right. Standing around and ogling half-naked men is not my thing.
So think of them as half-naked suspects.
Thank you, guys. Your host, ladies. Let's put them to work. And now, ladies, hang on to your seats. For those of you that treasure the darker side of fantasy, the mail room is proud to present the Marquis de Sade.
Same outfit as in the picture.
6 feet, 6'1". It's dark. Same body.
Is he something, ladies? Huh? Does he give you what you want?
Thank you.
Do you want to take it off for you?
Scar on the right cheek.
Come on, let's take him, get out of here.
Yeah, wait a minute. Doesn't see his act. He's not going anywhere in that outfit.
He can be so good when he's mad.
We're gonna have to go talk to him sometime.
Yeah, what's he gonna say?
Cagney Lacey, get in here!
What?
Watch me. This is shoddy police work.
He's the man in the pictures. The note is signed. Marquis de Sade. That's the name he works under.
Yeah? And you're gonna take this to court? You know what you got? You got nothing. You got no handwriting match. You don't even have a positive ID on that desk clerk. You got no prints. You don't even have a weapon.
She was strangled, sir.
Very good, Lacey. And your guy's got 2 hands. Huh? Open and shut case. Uh-huh. Go on, get out of here. The buddy is.
Yes, sir. Sir, he admits knowing Helen White, and he sees a lot of women, sir.
So he's a hustler, Lacey. Huh? There's no law against that. You hear me? I'm telling the both of you, I'm not going to the DA and press murder charges when I don't have any evidence.
Oh, we still got the blackmail motive.
Let me ask you something, Lacey.
Sir?
Huh? Sit down.
Yes, sir.
You want to do some good police work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you tell me how this guy can be taking pictures of Helen White the whole time he's hustling her. I mean, who is this guy, Houdini?
He must have had an accomplice.
Very good, Cagney.
Hey.
I would have thought of it. That's it. If we find the accomplice, then we've got a case.
Right.
You know what he's going to say to us? He's going to say, while you were in the room, did you look for peepholes and windows and...
Well, we were at the hotel. We didn't even know about the pictures yet.
Yeah, well, we know now.
So? Back to the hotel.
This is definitely the angle from which the pictures were being taken. Wait a minute. Maybe the accomplice worked from out here. Every room has access to it. It's a city code requirement. So what do you think?
Well, some guy could have climbed up off the street. Look at this. How do they do it?
Well, you're the mother, too. You're asking me?
I am not talking about that. I'm talking about logistics.
Logistics?
Yeah,
Well...
they got kids to take care of. They got tennis lessons, a house to look after. I mean, where do they find the time, let alone the energy?
They got full-time domestic help. They go to a gym twice a week, have facials, and they take a lot of vitamins.
No, but I mean, how do they meet the guys? How do they get them to take them to, like, this here?
Well, let me see. I guess I'd go to a nice cocktail lounge on Madison or Lexington in the 40s. Huh? Little perfume, strategically placed. Buy yourself a sweet dress. Undo 1 or 2, I think 3 buttons would be nice undone on you, Mary Beth. Are you asking me this personally, or is this professional?
Nobody likes a wiseacre, Christine.
You asked me. I'm trying to help you out here.
Knock, knock.
Hey, we're kind of busy, okay?
Would you hurry? I need the room.
Now?
Businessman special.
Cagney, it's 9:30. What are you doing still here?
Just cleaning up some work.
Went off shift 4 hours ago.
So do you.
Crossword puzzle?
Helps me relax. Lieutenant, I wanted to say that I was sorry about David.
Yeah. What is there to say? You turned out all right. And your old man was a cop.
My problem was with my mother.
Yeah, you see, you kids, no matter what we do for you, you kids, you gotta stick it to us parents.
Maybe Freud was right.
Don't smart mouth me. Sometimes I think that kid of mine hates me so much.
I don't think that's true, Lieutenant.
Is that right? Well, what are you telling me? That now everything is okay between you and your mother?
Well, no, but it's because I...
Well, you got a responsibility to your parents, you know that? You got a responsibility to your family. Parents are people, too. It's like a two-way street. Cagney, call your mother.
You got bupkis, ladies.
Bupkis?
Nada. Nothing. You don't have enough evidence against the guy. You think district attorneys make cases out of air?
The desk clerk made a positive ID. On the night of the murder, the two of them went in together and he came out alone.
Bupkis.
I don't want to hear bupkis.
Some smart defense lawyer will argue there was somebody else up there. The trial will go on 2 months. The jury will vote not guilty. Reasonable doubt. Thanks, but no thanks.
So what, he just walks away?
Dances. He's an exotic dancer, right?
Hiya, Josie.
Hey, Marcus, how's the lieutenant?
He hasn't come out of his office yet.
Coleman went in there and he nearly took his head off.
The arraignment's at 4, right?
Tracy. Elroy Tracy.
Hey, Paul.
Oh, I hope you don't mind.
What's to mind? Our case isn't going anywhere.
Good.
The DA dismissed it.
Good.
Why good?
I think I have a new theory about your case.
You do?
Could we go somewhere private? This is a little embarrassing.
Ladies' room.
Good. Personally, I don't think it's gonna work.
Why not? It always worked for Columbo.
You're not Columbo.
Watch me.
You hear someone say, come in?
Thought you might want to talk, Bert.
Yeah, well, you thought wrong. Just close the door on your way out.
He's kept us waiting 13 minutes.
Columbo would never have stood for this.
Cagney Lacey?
Oh, sir, we are so sorry to take up your time like this, sir.
Something come up?
Well, we just came by, Mr. White, to tell you that the DA dropped the charges against our suspect.
Some legal technicality?
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, it was our fault. We just had the wrong guy. The man that we had was being set up.
Yes, sir. But we learned something from it, didn't we? I mean, sometimes you get a hold of a piece of evidence, and then you look at all the wrong things. Do you happen to have one of those videotape recorder things, sir?
I don't see what this has
Well,
to do
the
with
prices
murder.
on them have really gone down, haven't they? Anyways, this fellow we work with, he got one for Christmas. See, because when he was working nights, he got hooked on this soap opera, what is it, Beyond the Horizons. And now that he's working days, see, he can record it, and then he could look at it on the weekends.
Detective Lacey, please, I'm rather busy.
Oh, no,
If
wait,
you
sir,
don't...
there's something I want to show you.
Please, I cannot look at those photographs again, please.
Oh, I'm sorry to do this. I really am, sir, but I wish you'd look. It's very interesting. See, just look beyond this. Look here at the TV set here.
What
See
has
it?
that got to do with anything?
Guess who the woman is on the TV set?
What?
Liz.
Liz?
Right. See, because I would never have known myself. But this fellow we work with, he tells me Liz did not come back from vacation till Wednesday.
I'm afraid I really don't understand what you ladies are talking about.
Well, I think you do, Mr. White. See, because the envelope that you gave us was postmarked 5 days before your wife's death.
So?
So the pictures couldn't have been in it because the pictures were taken 5 days later, Wednesday, the day of your wife's murder. So what you did was you mailed this envelope to yourself, and then you dropped the pictures in later.
On Wednesday the 19th, you waited on the fire escape at the Manchester Hotel, and you took those pictures. Then after her boyfriend left, you let yourself in the room and you murdered your wife, didn't you, Mr. White?
Before you say anything, Mr. White, you do have the right to remain silent. If you choose to give up the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak with an attorney and to have the attorney present during questioning. If you so desire.
Was I right?
Full confession.
That soap opera stuff was perfect, Paul. You should take the collar.
Be my guest. Just don't let the word get around the squad room that I watched that stuff.
Our lips are sealed.
Where is he?
Down at Central Booking, talking to his attorney. I think this calls for champagne. What do you say?
Who's buying?
I'll buy.
I don't think this is exactly the time.
36 minutes. You're never gonna make it.
You think someone will tell him what time it is?
Hey, Peter, you want to go and tell him what time it is?
No. I think LaGuardia ought to go in there.
Why me?
Oh, you're closer to his generation.
Look, the man obviously doesn't want to go, and it's none of our business.
Petrie's right. It's his decision.
Making him crazy.
What?
He's tearing him up.
What do you know?
That's his son. Whatever happened between the two of them, Christine, can be repaired. That's family. They love and hate each other, you argue and fight, but you don't walk away.
Lieutenant, last night you told me to call my mother. I didn't do it because my mother died.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry,
it's all
kid.
right. It happened a long time ago. But what I needed to say to you is I wish I had.
Can you please?
And now I wish I could. So I guess what I'm telling you is I'm just telling you.
What'd you say to him?
Nothing.
I got an appointment. I'll be back in a couple hours.
He's never gonna make it.
Not unless he goes lights and sirens.
He hasn't gone lights and siren in years.
He probably doesn't even know how to work the...
You said something to him.
It's 25 to 1 in California, right?
Right.
Hello, Annie? It's Christine. Is my brother home? We don't have a witness.
We have one very good witness. You.
What'd you say? You threatening me?
Something you're not telling me here?
No. Well, he was mouthing off at the precinct. He said some stuff to me, but
Like what?
nothing, the usual garbage.
Christine, did this man threaten you directly?
He's not gonna touch me. Because if he comes within 3 feet of me, I'll kill him. Integrated amplifier with 5-band equalizer, 100 watts per channel. Does that sound fantastic?
Sounds expensive.
It's on sale, $850 on 14th Street.
Christine, if you're asking me, $850 for a stereo is expensive.
It's state of the art, Mary Beth. Sign me in, will you?
Yeah.
Look at this. There must be 600 people downtown who do nothing but write memos. One thing about the police department, they stay in touch. Retirement plan, credit union, uniform inspection. Listen to this. Stress reduction encounter group. You love that?
That's this week.
What's a stress reduction encounter group?
Well, it says right here, helps you deal with job-related stress of police work.
Oh, well, thank you too much. I'd rather go skiing.
Do you have the paperwork on the Mendoza collar?
They can't do this.
Do what?
It's mandatory.
Oh, I saw that. Apparently, it's a pilot program they're developing citywide, all departments.
Well, I don't need someone telling me how to solve my problems, do you?
Well, there have been studies done to indicate that sharing your feelings about your work with colleagues is a very effective way of dealing with job-related stress.
When I'm stressed out, I jog. 3 miles, I'm spaghetti.
Cagney Lacey.
Talking about your feelings can't hurt you, Christine. Good morning, sir.
Lieutenant, have you heard about this stress reduction encounter group?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, we don't have to attend that, do we?
Yeah, it's mandatory. That's a very good idea, too, I think.
You do?
Oh, absolutely, Cagney, sure. They started it a couple of years ago on a voluntary basis, and I attended a few of them and found them to be very helpful. Ah, there it is. Here, this is from downtown. Seems we got a problem here. Apparently you two have piled up an inordinate amount of overtime.
Oh, yeah. They impressed?
They're worried. It's fouling up the accounting system.
Well, what exactly are we supposed to do about this, sir?
Well, you take the rest of the day off today and a couple of 3-day weekends, and everybody's gonna be happy.
Lieutenant, we have a very heavy caseload.
Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but you're screwing up the computer, so get out of here, will you, the both of you?
You mean go home, sir?
Okay, where you go, just as long as you sign out and disappear.
Yes, sir.
Well, couldn't we work and not put in for it? I mean, it's ridiculous. We're already here.
Cagney, what is wrong with a day off? Go to the park, go to the movies, go to New Jersey. I don't care where you go, just as long as you're not here today, because the New York City Police Department cannot afford to have you here. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I don't understand this department sometimes.
I can think of worse things than a day off, Christine. I'll get it.
Compulsory days off, compulsory group therapy. So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe I'll clean out the closets. I've been promising to do that for months.
Why didn't you come with me to 14th Street? We'll go to the stereo sale.
No, thank you.
Mary Beth, these sound systems can be very sexy. Maybe spice up your marriage.
My marriage doesn't need spicing up. Thank you.
Think of it, Mary Beth. Harvey comes home. Johnny Mathis is on the stereo, oozing out 100 watts per channel. You slip into something casual, and Johnny's voice melts down the last of Harvey's inhibitions.
You've been reading trashy books again, Christine.
Always worked for me.
No, we're all sold out of that one, but take a look over here. Sweetheart, let me show you something. The frequency response on this little number is so awesome, it'll curl your toes.
Is that so?
Yeah, and I give you a good price.
Like 850?
Hey, babe, you look like an intelligent woman. Let me level with you, all right? You wouldn't have wanted the stereo in that air. It's a piece of junk. I'm telling you. Trust.
How much is this one?
Well, I don't have the exact numbers on it.
Hey, you look like an intelligent man. Take a guess.
Let's see. You're gonna want the 10-band equalizer, a cassette deck, at least 100 watts per channel. Offhand, I'd say maybe you're looking at $2,500 tops out the door.
You always get people in here for an $850 ad and sell them something for 2,500 bucks.
Hey, babe, I told you we're sold out of the one you want. Come over, let me show you this, baby. Come. Hey, sweetheart, where you going? It's a good.
Please, George! I swear to God, I'm gonna punch you!
Police officer, let me through! Let me through!
Oh, my God!
Police officer, hold it!
Oh, my God!
Wait, we'll get you. Somebody dial 911 for an ambulance. Sorry, honey. Hold it! Police! Out of the way. Police coming through! Hold it! Look out! Police! I said, hold it right there. Apparently you didn't hear me. Now drop that knife. I said drop it. Slide it over to me slowly. Farther. Slowly.
I hope this encounter group doesn't get touchy-feely.
Hey, I hear they do it in the nude in California.
Fortunately, this is New York.
I do 100 push-ups every morning.
You're a wonderful person.
Hey, little guy. You lost? Let's check you for ID.
What's that dog doing here?
Just wanted in, Lieutenant.
Yeah, who's he belong to?
I don't know. He doesn't seem to have a collar.
Well, call a pound. Have him come pick him up.
Pound? Hey, come on, Lieutenant. You know what to do to him at the pound. Let me try to find him a home. I'd take him, but my building doesn't allow pets.
Just make sure he's gone by the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I can take it from here. Cool.
Need a hand, Cagney?
No, thank you, Victor. Right over here. It's okay. Just move it, pal. All right? Have a seat. I said sit down. Your family know what you do for a living? Name? I asked for your name.
I thought you said I had the right to remain silent.
I'm not asking for a biography. I just want your name and address.
How would you like to spend the rest of your life missing some major parts of your anatomy?
What'd you say? You threatening me?
Oh, well, I wouldn't do that to a police officer. That's illegal, isn't it?
Look, you want to give me your name now, or I'll throw you in the tank and we'll go over this again tomorrow. I really don't give a damn, so what's it gonna be? Charlie?
Stokes.
Spell it.
S. T. O. K. E.
S.
Stokes. Here it is, Darrell Stokes. He was arraigned yesterday afternoon, bail set at $5,000.
That's all? For a sleaze like that? Come on.
Well, you know how the game's played, Detective. I asked the court to set bail at $500,000. The defense says send him home on his own recognizance because he's such a nice guy. And the judge comes up with something in between.
Well, I wouldn't call $5,000 somewhere in between.
So the judge was in a hurry to play golf.
Or maybe you're not good at playing the game.
Hey, look, don't come in here and...
Feldberg, I need you to go back into court and ask for higher bail.
$5,000 is pretty standard for a case like this.
Did you look at his yellow sheet? Come on, armed robbery, attempted rape?
Yeah. No convictions, cases drop before trial.
Yeah, right. And I talked to the investigating officers on those cases. They think Stokes has been intimidating witnesses into refusing to testify. Hell, he threatened me in the precinct.
All right. How am I supposed to know that? You know, it makes me wonder, though, if you're so concerned about this case, how come you weren't at the arraignment? Judge Comiskey's chambers, please. I need to talk to his clerk. So where were you?
My lieutenant sent me home. I've been pulling too much overtime.
You're kidding. Hello, Elliot. Todd Feldberg from the DA's office. Hanging in there. Listen, I need to petition for an increase in bail on a Darrell Stokes. Yeah, I'll hold. So what are you doing? Bucking for sergeant? Or you just a glutton for work? What was that? Well, he's a lucky man. Yeah. See you around, Elliot. Well, Cagney, this conversation can now be classified as academic.
I beg your pardon?
Stokes posted an hour ago. He's out of our hands until his court date.
You believe these witness statements? News vendor says she didn't see anything. Street worker says he saw nothing. Oh, this one's great. What stabbed me? I was reading my horoscope. Got no witnesses. I'm telling you, Mary Beth, the victim had charged admission. He could have paid his hospital bill.
We have 7 witnesses we haven't even talked to. Not to mention the fact that you can ID Stokes. We got a victim that can testify. What's a big deal? We got a dead man case here.
Mm-hmm. I just hope it's not a case where the victim doesn't want to press charges.
Not everybody in the city of New York doesn't want to get involved, Christine.
No, just 8 eyewitnesses to a stabbing in broad daylight.
Cynical. You go funny over the damnedest cases.
They tell me that you saved my life. That's good.
How you feeling?
I'm okay, I guess. The doctor says that next week I should be out enjoying the swinging singles life.
He didn't have to say where you could find it, did he?
Well,
Mr. Gelband, you mind telling us what happened?
Well, there's not much to tell. This guy just pulled a knife and told me to give him my wallet.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't want any trouble.
And then what?
Well, I don't know. I only had $5, and the guy starts ranting and raving. The next thing I know, I'm stabbed.
Mr. Gelband, we're going to need you to testify.
All right. Whatever I can do to get this guy off the streets, right?
Well, so we certainly appreciate your attitude. Miss McGelban, you get some rest, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Listen, if Daryl Stokes should try and contact you or intimidate you in any way, I'd like you to call me immediately.
Radiology, Polish attention 372, please.
What'd I tell you? It's a dead bang case.
Okay, you're right. Stop gloating.
We've broken down the squad into small groups of people who work closely together. You all know each other well. What you can't say out there, you're free to say in here. There's no rank in this room. What is important to know is that there's nothing wrong with talking about your problems. Nothing wrong with having problems. It doesn't make you any less a person or any less a cop. Now, for starters, why don't you tell me what a typical day in this precinct is like? It looks like attending this group is going to be more stressful than your job. So who'd like to start? Bird, why don't you begin?
My day is... usually, well, I usually start my day... I get a jelly donut, usually, from the little place across the street. That's first...
They have a good jelly donut there. Everything is very fresh, especially the custard.
Well, the custard is good, too.
They have a good cherry tart, too. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my turn to talk, right?
Oh, no, Mary Beth, it's okay. The idea is to talk whenever you have something to say.
Well... that's all I really had to say.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to talk about?
Yeah. I've got something I want to get off my chest for a long time now.
Yes, Victor.
I think Barry Manilow is an underrated performer. I mean, maybe he's not hip or highbrow, but he sings the songs the whole world sings. I used to like Victor Moon. Now there's a voice.
I don't understand why you're so gung-ho about this group encounter thing.
I wouldn't say I was gung-ho. I just think it's a good idea, that's all. It's not healthy for us to keep our feelings all bottled up.
I thought you shared your feelings with me, Mary Beth.
I do, Harv.
Yeah, well, it seems to me if you got a problem, you should talk to me about it.
Oh, honey, there's nothing wrong with talking about what I'm going through with people that are going through the same thing. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I guess. Just gonna be talking about police work then, right?
I don't know if it'll only be about that.
What do you mean? You're gonna be talking about me and the kids?
That could come up, yeah.
Oh, no, Mary Beth, I don't want you talking about me in front of strangers.
They're the people I work with, Harv. They're not strangers.
But to you, but to me, they're strangers, Mary Beth. There are certain things between a husband and a wife that should not be talked about in front of other people.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Like what?
Like our sex life.
Why would I want to talk to anybody about our sex life?
Well, that's exactly my point. Well, what's so funny?
Maybe I should tell him about that time we went to the Halloween party, remember? You dressed up like a frog? Remember when we got home?
I was very tired, Mary Beth.
Oh, he was so tired. He was too tired to change out of his costume, but not too tired to hop over my side of the bed, right?
I don't think that's funny. Good night.
Harv.
What?
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit, ribbit.
I just got a call from the hospital. The nurse went into Martin Gilban's room this morning and found him gone.
Did anyone see him leave?
No, you better go check his apartment out, see what you can find.
I don't think we're going to see Martin Gilban around while Stokes is loose. I bet we don't have a witness.
We have one very good witness. You.
Marty came home about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Are you sure of the time?
Oh, positive. I was watching Wait Until Dark. You know, Richard Crenna and Jack Weston were trying to warn Audrey Hepburn about that maniac, Alan Arkin. That's when I heard the noise in the hall.
What noise, ma'am?
Well, I tried to wake my husband first, because he was asleep next to me on the couch. I mean, it's like that every night, every single night. I don't care what the movie, a spy movie, a tearjerker, cowboys and Indians. 10 minutes into it, he's out cold.
And about the noise, ma'am?
Oh, well, I knew Marty was in the hospital, so I thought someone might be robbing his place. So I looked in the peephole, but it was only Marty walking into his apartment. Boy, they sure let him out of the hospital soon, don't they, these days? Listen, Audrey Hepburn is blind in this picture, see?
I
And
remember
she-
the picture.
Oh.
About the noise.
Well, it was just the slamming of a door. But by then, Audrey had already knifed Alan, so I figured I was safe. I walked to the door, keeping one eye on the TV, of course.
Oh, of course.
And when I opened the door, Alan lunged at Audrey. I let out such a scream that my husband fell off the couch. I guess I scared poor Marty to death because he just picked up the suitcase and left. You should have seen the look on Audrey Hepburn's face.
Was he alone, Mrs. Antonell?
Who?
Mr. Gilban.
Oh.
He's scared, Mary Beth. He is scared and he's running.
Think Stokes got to him.
Who else? It's his MO, isn't it? Stokes calls Gilban up at the hospital and says if he doesn't keep his mouth shut, he'll cut him up to ribbons, or words to that effect. Gilban runs. Stokes is a pretty scary guy.
What do you mean scary?
Well, he's about 6'2", weighs about 200 pounds, and he doesn't have a particularly pleasant personality.
Is there something you're not telling me here?
No. Well, he was mouthing off at the precinct. He said some stuff to me, but
Like what?
nothing, the usual garbage.
Christine, did this man threaten you directly?
Mary Beth, you cannot take every threat seriously.
Christine, you
Lieutenant,
cannot
tell
pretend
her.
that this is
I
like a
haven't
regular
got
threat.
time for this kind of argument. This man is suspected of harassing witnesses. You're going to be protected until I know differently, like it or not.
Lieutenant, please.
No more discussion, please. You take the squad car, you drop her home tonight. I'll have 2 men waiting outside her loft.
Happy to, sir. Keys, please.
Hello? No, I'm sorry. There's no one here by that name. Yeah, well, next time use the phone book. Did you dial right? What? Oh, Mark, I'm sorry. I know. I thought it was the wrong number. A what? Oh, it's just been a sort of a rough day. Yeah. And tonight, I'd love to, but no, the place is a mess now, and I'm in the middle of redecorating. Yeah. The truth is, Mark, I'm not for company tonight. Yeah, another time would be great. Okay, yeah, okay, bye.
No, ma'am. Well, when we hear from him, we'll certainly let you know. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Gelban.
Don't let the dog in.
Sorry, sir. We just got off the phone with Martin Gelban's parents. They haven't heard from him since Christmas.
We're checking all transportation that left the city.
Not necessary anymore. I just got a call from the medical examiner. Gilban's body was found in an alley this morning. We got an APB out on Stokes now. Homicide squad's handling the investigation, and they'll let us know anything they find. In the meantime, I suggested you concentrate on making your case against Stokes stick. Because if we can't tie this murder to Stokes, then all we got to put him away with is your case. And I assure you, the DA is going to want a lot more than your testimony. What we need is more witnesses.
Well, uniforms have taken all the witnesses' statements, and nobody saw anything.
Go on back out there. Keep on interviewing. Somebody might change their minds.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant, shouldn't somebody notify Gelban's parents?
No, that's a good idea. You do that, Lacey.
Yes, sir.
Out. Out. Sitting is good, too.
Did you see the stabbing that happened here Tuesday around 11:30? I said, did you happen to see the stabbing that happened here Tuesday around 11:30?
No.
Oh. Thank you.
Let me understand this. A man is being stabbed less than 30 feet away from you. Now, surely you remember hearing or seeing something.
Things like that happen all the time. I don't pay any attention. I mind my own business.
I guess if it was you being robbed, you'd be singing another tune, huh?
You want a paper?
No. Thank you. What?
Nothing. It's like it never happened. How about you?
Always amazes me the effort people take to avoid getting involved.
We wouldn't be going through this at all if they hadn't let him out on bail in the first place.
One of the most stressful aspects of police work is the inability to turn the job off once you get home. Let's talk about that tonight. Mark, you want to start?
Some nights I get home, and I look at Lauren, it's my daughter, and I get angry that she's going to grow up in the world I just left. I almost want to quit and move to Colorado.
I know what you mean. First time I had pictures taken of my daughter, I called them mugshots.
Coleman, I didn't even know you had a daughter.
You never asked. Her name's Betty. She's retarded. She goes to a special school.
I'm sorry.
No need to be. She's a lot happier than a lot of kids I've seen.
I love to party, but I hardly get invited anymore. People start smoking dope or something. I gotta leave. What am I gonna do, bust my friends?
I gave up going to parties a long time ago. It's hard for me to be around people who aren't cops.
When my daughter was little, she wanted me to wear my uniform all the time. Watching TV, on my day off. When she was old enough to understand what a policeman does, she didn't want me to wear the uniform at all.
Claudia tells everyone not to call when I'm working. It scares her to hear the phone ring when I'm not there. It's crazy, isn't it?
No, Harv, it's the same thing. I mean, we have this understanding that if I'm on stakeout or something late at night, I never tell him when I'm coming home, you know, so that he won't wait up all night, which he does anyway.
Chris? You said very little since we began these sessions. Maybe you'd like to add something to this.
No, not really.
No one's gonna force you to say anything if you don't want to.
Fine.
Her and I are working on a very frustrating case right now. None of the witnesses want to get involved, you know, usual. And we think maybe the suspect is watching Christine.
It's no big deal.
That can be very frightening.
I'll tell you what it is, the drag. Every time I turn around, I got somebody watching me. Perp or cops. It's done a number on my social life.
Are you sure that's all you feel about it? People who've experienced that type of thing often talk of feeling invaded, even raped.
Well, not me. So don't worry. Because he's not going to touch me. Because if he comes within 3 feet of me, I'll kill him. I swear to you, I'll kill him. Because nobody does that to me. Nobody.
That's me, Petrie.
Was it Stokes?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Was it Stokes?
Petrie. He's gone.
Well, how the hell did he get past you anyway?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, too.
Come on, we'll walk you back down.
Hey, look at this. Looks like he's been here a while.
Do you want coffee or not?
Excuse me, Lieutenant, there's someone here to see you. So this dog belongs to you, huh?
Yep. Still rough.
You know, you could have lost him for good.
He was outside the candy store when I went in to buy some comics. When I came out, he was gone.
If he was wearing dog tags, we could have called you. Now, you make sure you get him a tag. Because this dog is your responsibility. You know, he can't take care of himself. That's why he needs you. Now, maybe next time you won't be so lucky. You understand me? And he should be wearing a collar, too. Does he have a collar?
Thanks.
Don't suppose he has a leash either. I didn't think so. Why'd you take this one?
Thanks.
Matter of fact, why'd you take the whole bag? There's a rubber bone in there and some, fire hydrant and some dog treats.
Thanks.
Oh, don't mention it. You make sure you take good care of that dog. You got it?
Got it.
Homicide's report on Gelban turned up empty. There's nothing to tie Stokes to this murder.
Guy sure knows how to play the game, doesn't he?
All we got is your testimony, Cagney. If that doesn't go down, Stokes walks. This is why last night's incident was pretty stupid.
He was on my roof, Lieutenant. I had to do something.
I wanted you to do something, then I wouldn't have put Petrie and his Becky on you.
Well, I didn't feel like waiting around to get carved up.
Yeah, so you preferred making yourself visible. Nice, easy target, right?
Hey, I'm a cop.
Not in this case. You're not. In this case, you're a witness. And right now, Cagney, you're the only witness that we got. So please try and remember that.
What was that all about?
There's nothing.
Don't tell me nothing.
Stokes was on my roof last night and he got away. There's nothing more to tell.
And you didn't call me.
It was late.
That never stopped you before.
Mary Beth, I just don't want to make a big deal out of this.
The crazy who's trying to kill you was on your roof and you don't want to make a big deal. Thanks a lot, Christine.
Miss Becky and Petrie were there. They scared him away.
Oh. So, how long you gonna keep up the strong and silent routine?
Don't start with me.
Don't tell me, don't start, Christine.
Mary Beth, I know what it is you want to say to me. You want to talk to me about always being very closed up and that I should open up more and talk to somebody, right?
Close.
Well, not everybody deals with their problems the way you do, Mary Beth. I am not you. I do not need to talk about everything. What I need is to stop making this case any bigger than it has already become. I am fine. I am really okay. What I need is to find this guy and go back to leading a normal life. That's all. Okay?
Cagney, you got plans for dinner tonight? So you'll have dinner with Lacey.
Where did LaGuardia get this one?
1957 in Greenpoint.
We are talking long shot here.
Oh, here they come.
Is that good chili or what?
I don't know. My taste buds are still in shock.
I told you, get the mild one. You still like it though, right?
I think it's the finest $2 chili in New York City. How'd you find this place?
Oh, Hart found it. You know, he can sniff out good food like nobody's business.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey! Hey, you creep! Leave go the look! Petrie, get out of him! Got my gun! Christine, you all right? Huh? Let me see. Ooh, jeez.
I'm fine.
Here, just a second.
Damn it!
Here, take this.
You will leave that.
Louse. You sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just let me wash it off.
Okay, just take it easy now. Get up.
I'm fine.
Slowly. Okay. Okay.
Damn.
Come here. You sure you're gonna be okay?
Yeah, fine.
All right, take it slow. I'm gonna call it in.
All right.
Hold it! Right there!
Put the knife down, Stokes. Lay it down.
Drop it!
You have the right to remain silent. You give up the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney and to have an attorney present during questioning. If you cannot afford one and so choose, an attorney will be appointed for you without charge before questioning. Do you understand those rights as I have told them to you?
You should have been there. It was great. We set this guy up like you wouldn't believe.
Christine and I come out of this restaurant, and this guy tries to grab for her pocketbook, and then he winds up hitting her.
Really? Yeah? That punch looked so good.
He really hit me hard. Where did you get this guy?
From Vice, they make the best crooks.
But she was wonderful. She was wonderful. No, you were wonderful. She never batted an eye. She didn't miss a miss. She never gave it away. She was spectacular. Nothing else.
I didn't do anything, honest. It was all LaGuardia. He thought it up. Let's hear it for LaGuardia! LaGuardia! should have seen the look on Stokes' face. When LaGuardia comes out of the stall.
He couldn't believe his eyes. A nice guy like me in the ladies' room.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing this.
That's okay.
I don't know. I guess I'm just sort of glad it's over.
Go on.
I just kept seeing this face in my mind, you know, and I just waited. There was nothing else I could do except wait. And I felt very helpless. It's like I lost all sense of that I had no control, and he had taken that away from me. You know, he had no right to invade my life the way he did. Nobody has that right. It's my life. It was my life. I hate feeling scared, and I couldn't. There wasn't anything I could do about it. I can't stop thinking about it and about him, and I just hate him for that. I just want to get the picture out of my mind, and I need to go on with my life. Is that too much to ask?
Very strong sense of Nora Tanner being trampled to death by horses.
If we find the lady, they're gonna say, see, the psychic was right. If we don't find the lady, they're gonna say, see, they were stupid.
You just read my mind. She just read my mind.
You don't believe in that psychic garbage, do you?
I went to one once. She said I was gonna get married, live on a farm, and have 4 kids. You think it's too late?
What about the blood on her neck?
It's from an animal.
Like from a horse?
Or like from a cow.
Screaming won't get you anywhere, Sergeant Cagney and Detective Lacey followed up on everything you give me. I'm afraid we're going to have to face the sad fact that your wife does not want to be found.
26 days she's been missing. 26 days.
I understand.
And the police haven't found anything. Nothing. Instead, you got a couple of women. And all they can come up with is that Nora ran away from me, that I'm some kind of terrible husband. Then why would she run away? I never hear that. Never. We have a good marriage. I love her.
Yes, sir, I'm sure you do.
Then what do you keep saying ran away? I think if you're too lazy to find Nora, or you don't know what you're doing.
Sergeant Cagney, hold it right there. Look, Mr. Tanner, I won't have you insulting my officers. I happen to agree with Cagney and Lacey that the evidence points to a runaway.
Bull! You hear me? Bull!
Will you know your voice in here?
Very upset. I am.
Very sorry. All the evidence suggests that your daughter left of her own free will.
My wife did not run away from me. She couldn't have. She agrees with me.
Madam Saul is not a trained police officer.
It's Mrs. They only call me Madam in Europe.
You must have heard about her finding that kid in Belgium.
The boy that was kidnapped was on TV and everything. She has not brought any new evidence, any fact.
But
that
I
would
have feelings,
suggest that-
Lieutenant. Very strong senses, whether you believe in my powers or not.
Madame Zoll, a feeling that Mrs. Tanner is in danger does not give us anything new to work with.
But it doesn't make any sense that Nora would go away without telling Howard.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. There's a pack of reporters out in the booking area. They say some lady psychic's giving a press conference.
Thank you, Sergeant. Excuse me.
This should have been cleared through me, Tanner. I do not appreciate grandstanding.
We're going to force you to do something, whether you like it or not.
This is a police precinct, Tanner, and we'll handle it.
Mrs. Zoll wanted some pictures, and I know you have one that Howard gave you, but this is a more recent picture. It's with her church choir. She wanted to sing opera when she was a girl, but she got married, you know. Do you think it'll help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You never can tell. Madame Zell's dog and pony act.
She's the one who helped him find the two dead bodies. Yeah, the robbery. I saw her on TV. She is not bad for an older woman.
Material wealth. Money is not important here. What is important is that we find Nora Tanner.
Will you be working closely with the police?
I'm prepared to cooperate with any source, spiritual or otherwise. In previous cases where I've assisted the police, they've been very helpful.
She really knows how to put on a circus, doesn't she?
Yeah, I guess who's gonna wind up the clowns?
Lieutenant Samuels, you believe she's been a victim of foul play?
No, we have no evidence in that direction.
I disagree. There is no question that Mrs. Tanner's in danger, grave danger.
Does that mean you think she's dead?
The family has been kind enough to provide me with some pictures. I'm hoping to get a reading. I see the New York skyline. I see Nora Tanner's face. I see... She's running. I'm sorry, Mr. Tanner, your wife is frightened and she's being pursued. And I see no escape.
How many people have been pursuing her?
Thank you.
You want the last half of my egg salad?
What's wrong with it?
Nothing's wrong with it, Christine. I'm just not hungry for it. Go ahead. Take the pickle, too.
Somehow I think it's more fitting that you keep the pickle.
No, thanks. I don't like dill.
I'll tell you what you don't like. Madame Zoll. Excuse me, Mrs. Zoll.
Do you?
She's got style.
Yeah, like a Mack truck, she's got style. Coming in, taking over the entire squadron, making money off of people's misery.
Well, I'm gonna make a prediction. I think she's gonna fall flat on her face. Let's go.
10 seconds.
Oh, sorry, forgot. Kid has to have her calcium.
Her?
Yeah, why not? Could be a little girl. Then I could buy her, you know, like pretty little smock dresses, you know, this kind. Then later on, Auntie Christine can take her out carousing and drinking, preferably with attractive young men.
It's reassuring, Christine. Gonna be a dirty old lady?
Why not? Dirty young lady.
Through? No.
Okay.
Slow is better. Otherwise, burping, all right?
So I looked around. I didn't see anything missing. I thought maybe a good strong wind had set the alarm off. So I sent the cops home. Now I see my Elvis Presley Memorial decanter is gone.
What was it valued at, sir?
Are you kidding? It was priceless. Well, once you take away all the sentimental value, it's worth about $800.
And you're an eyewitness.
Yeah.
Could you describe who you saw?
Yeah.
Would you tell us what you saw?
Oh, sure. He was all in silver, you know, and he sparkled. Yeah. And he wore this big belt of shiny gold, like Wyatt Earp's badge or something. Do you want I should talk to one of them sketch artists?
No, I don't think that will be necessary.
I think of everything you do, I hate missing persons the most.
I beg your pardon?
You know what I mean? Take the whole thing too personally.
Don't start, Harv. I can't use you going into one of your theories on this.
Oh, one of my theories, huh? You think it's a coincidence you get like this every time you get a missing persons case?
I don't get like anything.
Oh, you don't, huh? Let me tell you something, Mary Beth. You know and I know that every time you get one of these things, we are talking about your father.
My father? Did you hear me say father? When did I ever mention father?
Face it, Mary Beth, he's on your mind sometimes is all. He took off and you never knew whether he was dead or what.
He took off, Harv. Period. Selfish bastard. If he was dead, I'd know it.
Oh, yeah? What are you, a gypsy seer?
What are you, Sigmund Freud II?
No. I just know that any time you get one of these
Change
cases...
the subject, Harv.
Okay, sure. Whatever you say, babe. Ah, come on, Mary Beth, you get me all wet.
What am I wearing?
What are you wearing?
Mr. Tanner couldn't even tell us what his wife was wearing. The day she disappeared. What am I wearing?
What are you wearing? You're wearing your blue pants and your yellow blouse. Well, I got the blue pants right.
My yellow blouse? What yellow blouse? I didn't even own a yellow blouse.
Now, Mary Beth, some things are just not important enough to remember.
Oh, terrific. That's perfect, Harv. Not important. I could disappear tomorrow morning, and you couldn't tell anybody what the hell I looked like. What she looked like? Oh, I don't know. She was a little short blonde woman with a yellow blouse.
It's missing persons.
I saw you in the Carson show the other night. You were terrific.
Thank you.
I couldn't believe you actually knew what was in Charo's purse, huh? Can you predict something's going to happen before it does?
Sometimes.
Like the sex of a baby. Can you predict that?
Very often.
Or the birth weight, say, or even the date of birth.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I can't use my gift to further gambling.
Hey, no, I was talking about gambling.
The Lacey baby could now. Detective Becky already asked if I had any hunches.
Well, looks to me like you did a very perfunctory job on this one. What's the matter? You getting tired?
We're carrying 11 other cases, and I'm telling the inspector this one's a runaway. I mean, it's all there, the evidence, the profile.
Well, did you check to see if this lady used her credit cards? I mean, plane ticket, hotel, restaurants?
So we're not supposed to do that unless there's evidence of a crime.
Inspector, I have been following this case very closely, and believe me, they have played it right down the line.
I see. So now we have a psychic and the media to contend with. Bert, you remember that Steve McCarthy case, don't you? Yeah. Who was in charge of that? Oh, Taylor, wasn't it? Down at the 12th? Well, the family called in a psychic, and the psychic said the boy would be found in a lake. Well, everybody laughed. That was until the body was found in the middle of Lake Placid. Now, the paper ran that how many days? 5, 6? And as I recall, Taylor was asked to take a very early retirement. Well, that's not going to happen here, is it, Bert?
So you want us to work with the psychic, sir?
Oh, you just read my mind. She just read my mind. Have a good day.
Lieutenant, we were just making headway on the Gottfried homicide.
Turn it over to Aspromonte and Kazak. Nelman wants you to work with the psychic. You work with the psychic.
Yes, sir.
There is no reason for us to be adversaries. Thank you. We all want the same thing, which is to find Nora Tanner.
Well, that sideshow in here yesterday with the reporters, is that part of the way you work?
Detective, we all have an image to present. Now, from me, people expect something a little more color, a little out of the ordinary, and they're disappointed if they don't get it.
Well, we're not here to please your fans, Mrs. Zoll. This is our job.
Now it's my job, too. If you'll just keep an open mind, you'll find me reasonable and easy to work with.
Is that an official prediction?
The lieutenant said you have some further information for us, ma'am.
Yes. I saw Nora Tanner this morning when I woke up. She was in a grassy area, surrounded by trees.
Terrific. See, now, yesterday you saw the New York skyline.
I can't pretend to reconcile the two. I simply see what I see. Nora was in this place, outdoors, and there were horses all around. I called Mr. Tanner to find out if Nora had any connection to horses. He said no. That makes it all that much more strange.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you for the information.
I'm not finished, Detective. I saw many, many horses, and had a very strong sense of Nora Tanner being trampled to death by horses.
Well, this has been terrific, Christine. Slogging through stables. Look at my shoe.
You have to admit, Mary Beth, Central Park does have trees, grass, and horses. Where else in New York are we going to find trees, grass, and horses?
Aqueduct. Roosevelt Raceway. We could go through 10, 12 pair of shoes.
Great. I hate this. We're in a no-win situation. No matter what we do, we're going to end up looking stupid. We find the lady, they're going to say, see, the psychic was right. We don't find the lady, they're going to say, see, they were stupid. I don't know why we're even bothering. The woman is a runaway. Probably had every good reason.
Take off without a word is a very selfish thing to do.
You left home once.
For one day, 24 hours of 14 years we've known each other. And I suffered from guilt the whole time, and I called Harvey, and this is something else altogether.
Mary Beth, you also came home because you wanted to. You had a choice. This woman has a choice, but for some reason, she just doesn't want to go home.
What I'm saying, Christine, is that it's not fair to her family. She has responsibilities. She can't go around thinking only about herself.
It's not quite the same thing. This woman does not have a child at home anymore. And if she's in a bad relationship, I say good for her for getting out. A lot of women stay too long.
The trouble with you, Christine, is that you don't understand about responsibilities and commitment.
I understand perfectly, Mary Beth. That's why I'm single.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We know she's not in the morgue. We know she's not in the hospital. We know she took her clothes and cosmetics from home and a picture of her son in the Marines.
Yeah?
You see how her mother started to cry when she saw that empty picture frame? Huh? And Madame Zoll uses that. Takes advantage of it, charging that woman $25,000. Some sweet racket she's got.
Well, the woman has had some success. She found that boy in Europe. She's helped the police with, what, 7 cases?
She was wrong in 3 of them.
It's better than 50-50.
I bet she still collected the money. You don't believe in that psychic garbage, do you?
No. I went to one once. She said I was going to get married, live on a farm, and have 4 kids. You think it's too late?
Never too late, Christine. Honey?
Coming, babe. Tan sweater, tan dress, tan shoes, golden earrings.
What else?
What else?
What else?
Oh, okay. The boys ate dinner. And don't worry about the dishes. Harvey Jr. can take care of him before he goes to school tomorrow.
Well, forget about the dishes. What about you? Where are you going?
Tuesday.
Bowling night.
See you at midnight.
Honey?
Guys are waiting, hon.
Harv, what would you say if I asked you to skip bowling tonight?
What's the matter? It's the missing persons case. Something's wrong at work.
No, not work.
Everything okay with the baby? You feeling all right?
Harv, what I'm feeling like is talking.
Talking. What about?
Maybe we'll think of something, Harv. I mean, I'm the only one in this marriage feeling lately like we've been passing each other like ships in the night.
Oh, no, not last night, babe. Last night the ships collided.
Well, that's cute, Harv, but one collision out of every 10 days is not enough. We need to spend more time together. We need to talk to each other more.
You're right. Let's talk. You first.
The guys are waiting, Harv.
The guys are waiting, Harv. The guys are waiting, Harv. I'll see you at midnight.
You almost finished?
5 minutes, tops.
Well, hurry it up. We got a man out there stealing Elvis Presley memorabilia, and we got to get him off the streets.
She said the son enlisted in the Marines 6 months ago, right?
Yeah. The same month that she opened a checking account in her own name.
Well, that figures. The son leaves, and she starts to feel like there's no reason for her to stay.
Okay, so she opens a checking account. Saves up enough money, and then she takes off. I'd like to know where she got that kind of money.
Maybe she was skimming from her household allowance.
That?
A little bit each week, it adds up.
Wait, look at this. Credit card charge from a hotel in Burlington, Vermont, 2 weeks ago.
We'll get the hard copy and check the signature. We'll call the police in Burlington and have them see if the woman matches Nora's description.
Well, I hope they get back to us before Madame Zoll has another hot flash. Your turn.
Thanks. Okay, Jimmy. When last seen, our perp was wearing a silver jumpsuit.
I see a man. And he's robed. No. It's a coat. It's a white coat. I'm sure. Look for a man in a white coat.
You know anything about a Nora Tanner?
Sorry, lady. You want the ice cream or not?
Yeah.
Yes, Harvey Lacey, please. Excuse me? No, I'm not the woman that called 15 minutes ago. His wife, who's this? Well, when he comes back, would you please tell him that his wife called? Yeah, and would you ask him to please bring home a dozen eggs and a quart of apple juice? Yeah, on his way home. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So what do you think? How many men in New York wear white coats to work, Mary Beth, huh? 100,000?
Maybe more.
We'll talk to her doctor, pharmacist, or dentist, not to mention the grilling I just gave the Tutti Frutti man. That leaves us 99,996 to go. You'd think the husband would know she was a runaway. How can you not know when your marriage is in trouble? I mean, there's signs, right?
Not always that simple.
Come on, Mary Beth, you'd know if Harvey, something was wrong with him. Of course you would. How can a person live with somebody and not know there's something wrong?
All units, 1030, possible homicide. Vicinity Central Park Carousel. All units in vicinity respond. Repeat, the Central Park Carousel. 394 responding. We're on our way.
Your prediction has come true, Mrs. Zhao. How does that make you feel?
Terribly sorry for the family. They have my deepest sympathies, but I saw bad signs here from the beginning.
People looked for Nora when I asked you to. This wouldn't have happened.
Howard, please.
I don't know how to help you any more than we already have.
Where were you last night, Mr. Tanner?
I told you. I worked the night shift.
All night, sir. You didn't take any breaks.
I don't know, an hour maybe.
Did you go anywhere?
No?
Are you sure, sir? Not even for a bite to eat?
What's the matter? You don't believe me?
No, it's not that, sir. In these cases, we have to ask the family first.
Look, lady, I don't understand this. I've been after you people for weeks to find my wife. To find my wife. Well, now my wife's dead. And you got nothing better to do than give me the third degree? I've had it up to here with you people.
I'm sorry. He doesn't know what he's saying. He's so upset. I love Nora very much.
Yes, ma'am. We understand that.
No, you don't, Mary Beth.
Harvey, what are you doing there?
No, you don't. Not till you give me the magic words.
Harvey!
What am I wearing, Mary Beth?
I'm not in the mood for jokes, Harv, okay?
Come on, Mary Beth. What am I wearing?
Would you quit teasing?
Oh, no. You want your hard-working husband feeling like you've been taking him for granted lately? What have I got on?
You're wearing a blue plaid shirt, the one that I mended in the pocket last week, and a white T-shirt underneath, and gray pants, and a brown cowhide belt with, what do you call a tarnished belt buckle, right? Am I right? How am I doing? Batting 1,000, right? Huh?
Not bad. Not bad, Mary Beth. But not good enough.
That's very funny, Harv. Called you at work today. They said you were out or something. Or busy with all your phone calls or something. Did you get my message?
Mary Beth, I am sorry. I just got a little mixed up. I didn't know whether you wanted milk and eggs, juice or eggs, or cereal or what. My mom called, and she was a little bit under the weather, and she wanted me to get a couple of things from the store, too.
Muriel called you? Muriel called before I called?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, Harv.
Muriel calls me every week. Makes you this happy, I'll have her call me every day.
Yeah, morning and night.
For you, babe. Mary Beth, don't you think you've been wearing a little bit too much makeup lately? Hmm?
Could you give us some more information, Mr. Lunsford?
It's been 4 months since somebody ripped off the jumpsuit. I didn't have the heart to take the dummy down. I kept feeling maybe the jumpsuit would come back like Elvis himself.
Can you describe this jumpsuit?
Can I describe the jumpsuit? Did the king have hits? Of course I can describe the jumpsuit. He wore it in '69 Vegas appearance. It was his second appearance. Oh, the stars came out that night, gentlemen. Let me tell you. You had your George Hamiltons, your Minnie Pearls, your Tom Joneses, your Sammy Davises Juniors.
Mr. Lunsford, the jumpsuit, what did it look like?
It was silver. Oh, it had sequences all over it. Pearls. He sparkled like a Roman candle when he wore it. You know who he did that for, gentlemen, don't you? The man in the back row. Boy, that man cared about everybody.
Did he wear a belt buckle with this suit?
Did Elvis love his mother? Of course. It was a gold-studded sheriff's badge with a 6, diamonds encrusted all over it. Where you guys been?
Mr. Lunsford, do you know of anyone who seemed particularly interested in that jumpsuit?
Yeah, the Elvis impersonators. They love to get their hands on it. They say it gives them inspiration. But none of them could afford it.
Elvis impersonators?
Yeah, the town's lousy with him.
Cagney!
Preliminary forensics reports on Nora Tanner, cause of death, strangulation. But you know what? They found traces of blood on her neck. Now, my theory is she either bit or
I'm
scratched
perfectly
the guy's
capable of
hand.
reading and interpreting that myself. May I have it, please?
Important. We also found carpet fibers on her nylons. Now, my hunch is that's the key to the case. And if you're smart, Cagney, you follow that lead.
It's Sergeant Cagney. Now give it to me.
Check with the psychic. 10 to 1, she says I'm right.
Where's Lacey?
Oh, she called and said she'd be a little late this morning, Lieutenant.
Morning sickness?
I don't think so.
Well, she got easy duty today. This afternoon, you two are going to make a little house call on Madame Zorn. This morning, she wants you to go by the grocery at the victim's place of employment. She thinks the killer is somebody Mrs. Tanner worked with. It'll all be in the papers this afternoon.
What is she, the new commissioner? I just got the forensics report. I've got to check it out.
Later, Nelman's orders. You follow the psychic's lead. Oh, and by the way, if you run into anyone suspicious, she wants you to bring something of theirs back.
For what?
For a reading. For what?
You're kidding. What am I supposed to say? Excuse me, could I have maybe a lock of your hair as a souvenir of our meeting?
Hey, Cagney, you're a sergeant now. You will think of something to say.
Yes, Lieutenant.
I always liked Nora. She was different from the other people here.
Different? How was she different?
She talked to me. Oh, she was special. Sometimes I'd take my break at the same time she took hers, just so we could talk.
What'd you talk about?
Life. Things we wanted to do, things we knew we'd probably never get to do. I'm gonna miss her. She was probably the best friend I had.
Eli, did you ever want to be more than, you know, just friends?
She couldn't. She was married. Anyway, she didn't have time for me. She had another job.
Another job?
She worked as a cocktail waitress in this bar on 3rd Avenue. I took a cab once and I followed her.
Why did you follow her?
I liked her. Thought it'd be fun if I just showed up and surprised her. I scared her. She really panicked when she saw me. She pleaded with me not to tell anyone.
Did you?
No, of course not. It was our secret.
Where did you say that bar was, Eli?
86th and 3rd.
Well, Eli, you've been a big help to us. Thank you very much. I wonder if I might just ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Could I borrow your name tag? I'll mail it back tomorrow morning.
I guess it's okay.
Great. Thanks. Thank you.
Do you want me to get you one with your name on it?
Oh, well... No, that's all right. This will be just fine.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See the white coat?
I'm pregnant, Christine, not blind.
Yeah, sure, I remember her. But she called herself Yvonne Weber. Now, will you ladies excuse me? I gotta get ready for the lunch tree. We're pushing for the white wine crowd, you know?
When's the last time you saw her?
About a month ago.
Yeah.
That's when she quit.
She say why she was quitting Mr. Roden?
No. But I knew right from the beginning it wasn't gonna work out. She could only work when her old man was on the night shift. She didn't want him to know about the job. Has to be paid in cash. Now, what kind of a guy doesn't want his wife to work?
Mr. Rodel, did you ever see her leave with a customer?
No. She was real clean.
Did you ever go out with her?
Nah. I like to stay away from the married ones. Who needs the aggravation?
Yeah.
You married, honey?
4 kids. We live on a farm.
Pity.
Thank you, Mr. Rodel.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Christine, I'll return it tomorrow. Morning, first thing.
Uh-huh.
Next up, Madame Zoe's.
I hope her apartment doesn't smell of incense.
This one sees himself as a ladies' man. He thinks of himself as wild and dangerous. But he's relatively harmless. Let me see the other one. I see he works in a grocery store.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
This man's in great pain. There's something very disturbing to him about Nora's death. And he's confused, scared. He's very, very scared. You should talk to this man immediately. He knows something he's not telling you.
We're running a computer check on him. I guess we could make a call and see if anything came through.
May I use your phone?
Sure. Carol, honey. Carol. Excuse me. Carol.
Mom, I'm talking to Don.
Fine, sweetheart, but just tell him you'll
Go
call him
with
back
you?
in 5
Sure.
minutes.
Mommy asked me to go to the prom.
I want you to get off that phone right now. I'm not going to tell you again now.
Teenagers.
They're so...
Unpredictable.
There's another phone in the kitchen if you'd like some privacy.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Detective Lacey, you've got 2 boys, right?
How'd you know that?
You told me. At the station, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You're pregnant again.
Yeah.
May I have something of yours to hold?
Huh?
We can find out if you're going to have a daughter this time.
No, thank you.
You don't believe in any of this stuff, do you, Detective?
Madam Zhao, what I don't believe in is charging people $25,000 for a service like yours. In my opinion, I think you're taking advantage of people's troubles.
I'm no fly-by-night gypsy detective. I have a gift. In our society, people who have gifts are well paid. Why should I apologize for making half as much money as someone whose only talent is that he can throw a real tight spiral on a Sunday afternoon?
Eli was in a mental hospital last year. And up until 5 years ago, he lived in Burlington, Vermont. Did you take these?
Yes.
Did you take these pictures of Nora Tanner?
It was the only way that I could have her with me. I wanted to be close to her. It was the only way I could have her with me.
Is this your diary, Eli?
What are you doing with that?
How about this? Did you write, I want her all to myself. I cannot share her any longer. Why won't she take me seriously? What do you mean by that?
Just what it says. Look, I loved her. She wouldn't believe that. I warned her. I warned her, but she wouldn't listen to me.
She wouldn't listen to you. Did that make you angry, Eli? Huh? What did you do? What did you do to make her listen to you? What did you do to make her listen to you? Well, let me tell you, you wrote 4 days later. Nora is having an affair. I know it. With whom, Eli? Huh? What'd you do to punish her? Did you punish her for that?
Eli, tell me about Burlington, Vermont. Eli. Burlington, Vermont.
God, it was nice there. It was quiet. It was peaceful. It was safe. I told Nora about how I knew she could be happy there.
And you took her there.
I wanted to. I wanted to be there with her.
Were you, Eli? Were you there with her?
Don't you get it? I loved her. I always loved her. I could never hurt her. I always love her.
Take your time. Look at each man closely. We want you to be positive before you identify anybody. I'd like a closer look at number 3. Number 3, would you step forward, please?
I never thought being good looking and having a great body would be a curse.
I'm not sure. Were you having seen You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog?
Michael, what time did Daddy call? Well, did he say how late he'd be?
Well, I don't need to see the entire report, just a few pieces of information. Reuben, help us out here.
I don't want to start a precedent.
Oh, Reuben.
No.
Please.
Oh, all right. This is a copy of the ME's report. I don't suppose you've seen that one either.
Well, actually, we were on our way over there, but it doesn't seem like we'll have time now.
Okay. Now, it looks like she was killed by a man, a strong one at that. Broke her thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone.
What about the fibers on her nylon?
But it was from an industrial carpet, the type used in old model GM vehicles.
You think she was strangled in the car?
Uh-huh. No, you may not have ice cream after dinner. Because it rots your teeth is why. And turn off the TV, Michael. No TV on school nights. Read a book. Goodbye, Michael. Did you get anything?
Yeah, she was killed somewhere else and transported by car.
What about the blood on her neck?
You're gonna love this. It's from an animal.
Like from a horse?
No, like from a cow.
And then they came back to me and they asked me to sing Don't Be Cruel.
So you really look like the perp, huh?
Nah, the guy said afterwards, once he heard number 6 sing, well, he knew it was him. But he liked my voice, though. He said I could have a future in show business.
This just came through. An airplane reservation for the Tanner woman.
She flew from Burlington to New York on the night she was killed.
What time did she get in?
11 p.m.
She was killed approximately 1 a.m. So what happened in those 2 hours?
Mary Beth? Eli might have been watching her apartment. He'd know when she came home.
Maybe she didn't want to go home and she went to the bar where she had friends, and that leaves us with a bartender.
Mary Beth, there's another possibility.
Oh, swell. That makes 9. I suggest we call it a night, Sergeant.
Now, listen, in a normal case of a murdered runaway wife, who is the prime suspect?
The husband.
Uh-huh. Only we never considered him.
Right, because if he was planning to murder her, why would he bring in a psychic with a big reputation?
Because maybe he wasn't planning to murder her. Maybe he really didn't know where she was when he hired the psychic. Maybe we've been right all along. Nora Tanner was a runaway.
And she couldn't stay in hiding because of all the publicity. So she comes home, they have a big fight.
And he kills her. And he plants her body at the carousel to make the prediction come true.
Proven.
What about the car fibers? Tanner's a truck driver, isn't he? Does he have a car?
Mother-in-law does.
We called her. She loaned it to him that night.
And guess where he works, sir?
Yeah, this is the kicker. He drives a truck for a meatpacking company on 10th Avenue.
Huh?
Animal blood.
Wasn't it kind of late for two pretty ladies like you to be out?
We're the police. We're looking for Howard Tanner.
Oh, sure. Loading dock 16. He's packing a shipment for Jersey.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Tanner? Detective Lacey, Mr. Tanner?
I didn't mean to kill her. I loved her. How could she leave me like that? How could she leave me?
As I announced at the press conference the very first day NYPD brought me on the case, Nora Tanner was running for her life. There was no escape. Tragically, it was just as I had predicted.
Just as she had predicted. Hey, the lady has a gift.
What does age have to do with good sex? Everything.
What's he like? Charming, sophisticated?
Told you I like black silk.
I'm not going to tell you that having sex is wrong. Even when you're so young yet.
I feel like a jerk.
Our kids are going to be different.
All we wanted was for her to just fit in.
Everybody said that it was an accident.
She never said anything about what went on in the damned house.
How do you know what they were doing?
I know these girls. How you're lying about how she died.
Did you hear her body hit the ground or what?
Why should she kill herself?
It's a major cause of death among teenagers. You don't know what you're missing. Sure you don't want to bite?
No, thank you.
Good.
If you don't mind my saying so, I think Detective McLaughlin is correct. Watches his diet and look, he's 67 years old, still in the pink. Sensible eating, Christine.
It's good sex, Mary Beth. The woman he's living with is half his age.
What does age have to do with good sex?
Everything.
You gotta keep a more open mind, Chris. Oh, it's nuts.
What's wrong?
Who are you calling? Well, I wanted to check with the kids. Harvey Jr. and his little friend Tiffany gave up going to the basketball game tonight so they can sit with baby Alice. Hard to believe, huh?
Hard to believe, all right.
What's that supposed to mean?
I was talking about Harvey, really. What's his friend's name, Tiffany? Mary Beth, it's a well-known fact that girls grow up a little faster than boys.
What do you mean by that?
Want to open the door?
Car 27, if detectives are on air, respond to Braddock University, West Side Campus. Beta Epsilon Sorority House, investigation DOA.
Sorority house? So much for slumming. Car 27 responding. Where were you when this happened?
In the library, cramming for finals.
Did you hear her scream?
She didn't scream.
Did you hear her body hit the ground?
Yes.
Were you alone?
No. Patty was with me.
Patty who?
Patty Wayne.
And what did you do?
I started to turn her over. But Karen said she used to be pre-med. She said we shouldn't do that.
So she was still alive when you found her?
I thought so at first. I wanted her to be. She was all crumbled up.
All right. Okay, we're doing fine.
Did anybody else hear her fall or see it?
No.
You sure?
Only the two of us. We just stood here in shock.
Okay, Karen, what else happened?
I called an ambulance, and then we woke up Mrs. Tulloch.
And after that?
She told the rest of the house. They couldn't believe it either.
I'm really tired. Can I please go now?
Miss Wayne, I know it's hard on you losing a friend like this. The questions we have to ask aren't easy either. Did you ever see Miss McHenry under the influence of drugs?
I don't want to talk about her anymore. Okay?
Sit down, please.
15 years as a house mother, and nothing like this has ever happened before. It's like a death in the family. These girls are like daughters to me.
Thank you, Mrs. Tulloch. We'll get back to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Lovely home. Get a load of this furniture, Christine. French provincial or something.
Queen Anne.
Queen Anne?
Yeah. Queen Anne.
Did you ever join a sorority, Christine?
Oh, are you kidding?
No.
My brother Brian was in a fraternity. Me, I didn't work for this stuff. I don't care what any of them say about it being an accident. You tell me, huh? What's this kid doing up there at 10 o'clock at night in 40-degree weather? It's got to be a suicide.
No suicide note, nothing in her room. A girl like that, smart and rich, getting a degree that would write her ticket to anywhere. Why should she kill herself?
It's a major cause of death among teenagers.
Come on.
Mom.
Oh, excuse me.
Mom, I didn't hear you come in.
No, I guess you didn't.
Dad isn't home yet.
I guess he's not.
Oh, brother.
Hi, sweetheart. Big bucks, Mary Beth. Big bucks. These builders, honey, they are major league. You should have seen me, Mary Beth. I was hot tonight.
Yeah? You're not the only one.
I guess I'm gonna have to go out with the guys more often.
Like father, like son.
Hmm?
I got home tonight. Harv Jr. and Tiffany Rinaldi were on our couch, very unbuttoned and sweaty.
Aerobics? Oh, come on, Mary Beth. You're not gonna tell me you're shocked.
I'm not talking about shocked. I'm talking about our son.
Who was necking with his girlfriend?
Exactly. I was so embarrassed, I had to go hide in the kitchen till they pulled themselves back together.
If I remember right, sneaking around was part of the fun. Danger and sex, that's a powerful combination.
I'm not a prude. Harv Jr. is a growing boy. It's natural. However, we have to talk to him.
Okay. Okay, what we'll do is talk to him. We'll tell him to keep his hands to himself.
It's an unfortunate choice of words, Harv. No, the minute we tell Harvey Jr. he can't be picking any apples off the tree, he'll run into the orchard with a bushel basket. One of us has to talk to him about the responsibility, you know, what all this means.
What all what means?
All this sap running through the two of them.
Sap. Okay. If you ask me, Mary Beth, this is a mother's job.
I'll tell you what. You take this one, and I will teach him how to drive.
Take it easy with those doors. They're all hand carved. Careful now. Watch it. Come on, guys. This thing survived the French Revolution. Yeah. Let's get it to its first day in Soho. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
If I go to my left.
And maybe if I go to my left. Okay? Go. Ow! Oh. Oh.
It's all my fault.
Well, really, I was the clumsy one. Excuse me. I'm Christine Cagney.
Tony Stantonopoulos, your new neighbor.
Oh.
All my bad habits are quiet ones. How about yours?
Oh, well, that depends on how good your hearing is. Oh, there you go, Balzac, huh? I didn't know people still read the classics.
Another inquiring mind. I like that.
How do you feel about de Maupassant?
Oh,
Thanks.
I like black silk better.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks a lot.
Have the gods smiled? Is there a good dry cleaner?
Well, if by good you mean getting the clothes back that you put in and getting the back clean, no. But welcome to the neighborhood.
Thanks.
Sure.
Dry cleaner aside, I think I'm gonna like it here.
Great. See you later.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Good morning, Mary Beth.
Good morning, Christine. I already lined us up with the girl's mother and her guidance counselor. Christine.
Hot coffee on a cold morning. You know we drink this every day, but how often do we really stop and taste it?
Uh-huh.
There's something you want to discuss here, Christine, and I suspect that this something involves a man.
Speculation is a dangerous thing, Mary Beth.
So is zippers. Yeah, did you hear about the Westchester dentist? Okay, this guy's on a golf course, right? He hits a hole-in-one, and what happens? Lightning from above comes down, strikes this guy in the fly, and electrocutes the poor stiff. You see, life is full of little unpleasant surprises.
And there goes one of them. Let's go, Mary Beth. It's important we talk to her as soon as possible.
My sister just sits there, looking at pictures of Jamie Lee.
We're sorry for your loss, Mr. Gahn.
We'll be as brief as we can.
It's a terrible thing to lose your only child. Worse if it's suicide. Even worse if you blame yourself.
How much you want the best for your kids, Mary Beth? They have to want it too.
That's a mother's grief talking, Christine. I bet a lot of girls are anxious about fitting in when they go to join a sorority.
Sure, especially when they're here because it's the mother's dream, not theirs.
You heard how close the mother and daughter were.
I also heard the mother make sure the daughter knew all the sacrifices she'd made to send her here. To make her uptown, to be Beta Epsilon. It's a lot of pressure. I say the kid couldn't take it.
Well, I hope you're wrong, Christine.
Well, if I am, where are we, huh? The kid wasn't out on the roof to get a tan. Braddock University class schedule?
It's for Hawk Jr. He has to be thinking about his future.
Detective Lacey?
Mr. Larkin, this is Sergeant Cagney.
You've got 12 minutes until my 11:15 gets here. Sit, please.
Got a lot of books. You're quite a reader.
Well, no, not anymore. Too busy working on my thesis, Therapeutic Psychological Models for Independent Living. You like the title?
Sounds very important.
Mrs. McHenry felt for some reason you were a favorite of her daughter's?
Oh, nice kid. Showed a lot of promise.
The mother says she thinks her fall was a suicide. What do you think, sir?
Well, it fits all the statistics. Young adult, white, urban, high-achieving intellectual with extraordinary, sometimes unrealistic expectations.
Is that a yes, Mr. Larkin?
Classic prototype for teen suicide. I remember when she came in here in hysterics over her midterm grades.
Couldn't hack the competition?
Are you kidding? Straight A's, except for a B in French. She begged me to talk her professor into giving her a second test so that she could bring it up to an A. Very neurotic.
Wait a minute. The kid wanted another shot at doing her best work. It makes sense to me.
We're talking serious, unfulfilled dependency needs here. An obsessive preoccupation with external validation.
So the kid is labeled a nutcase just because she wants people to notice her?
Oh, look, that kind of ego drive to achieve is just a cover for lack of self-esteem. Personally, I think she had a lot of repressed anger toward her mother.
Uh-huh. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Larkin. We wouldn't want you to be late for your 11:15.
There's one more thing, sir. Her mother said that she wanted to move out of the sorority. Were you aware of that?
Oh, figures. Intimate environment like that, people get too close and bam.
Bam?
Bam. Up go the defenses. Social isolation, withdrawal. Well, you know the type.
Sure, Mr. Larkin. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend in high school, the teacher that wrote our college recommendation, the instructor at that ballet school, straight across the board. She was a great kid, pushing too hard. Maybe Lips Larkin's right about it being a suicide type.
Oh, give me a break. That phony shrink could get a job in the real world. Do you think we'd hold up in that lousy little office?
Oh, maybe not. So, what?
So, I don't care what he says. I think the girl had too much going for her to commit suicide.
That's what I said last night. When did you join up?
You think you should put a bow on this? I mean, this gift.
I don't know. Aren't you the one that thought she did herself in?
Yeah, I changed my mind. A bow would be too much, wouldn't it?
David coming to dinner?
I bet there are other men in my life besides David Keeler.
Hard to keep up with you sometimes, Christine.
Don't tell me the welcome wagon.
Hope you like red.
78. It's a great year for Cabernet.
Yeah.
I'd invite you in to christen this, but the glasses are still packed, and this place is unfit to be inhabited. Or cohabited, as the case may be.
Well, I have 2 glasses. Right across the hall.
You're on?
Good.
Alice went right to sleep, Mom.
Thank you, sweetie. Get a chance to look at that college brochure I brought you, Harvey?
I've been busy.
Uh-huh. Well, when you get a chance to look at it, I think you will be very impressed. They have history of art, history of literature, history of history. I think you'll be very impressed. They have this one class. It's called The Romantic Poets, From Suicide to Ecstasy, where you get to study all those people you hear about on public TV.
I don't want to go to college.
What are you talking about?
I mean it. College is a waste of time. Well, you didn't go and you're doing okay, right?
What your parents did has nothing to do with what you were going to do, young man.
Then how come Dad's always tell me if something was good enough for him, then it's good enough for me?
Okay, Harv, if you don't want to go to college, what is it that you do want to do?
I don't know, something steady, in case my wife doesn't want to work.
Okay, I could use some help with these dishes here.
Can I watch some TV, Mom?
No, Michael, you may not.
Mom, the Winter Carnival Ball is Friday. Afterwards, the kids are going to Maury's Diner, then over to Robert Giordano's house.
That sounds like a very late night to me.
That's what it is, Mom, an all-nighter.
What are you going to do over at Robbie Giordano's house?
Hang out. Tiffany's parents said it was okay with them. All the other kids are doing it.
I suppose if all the other kids jumped off a bridge, you would too?
I said no TV, Michael.
Your mother and I will talk about it.
Thank you for your help, man. Your father and I'll take it from here. Michael, close the door. You talked to him, right?
That's what I wanted to clear up with you first. What is this little talk supposed to be about exactly?
Protection, responsibility, thinking smart, not taking any stupid chances. Condoms, Harvey.
Oh, come on, honey. This is old news. I mean, any kid can walk into a bowling alley John and get a week's supply.
Yeah, then how come there's so many young girls walking around with big bellies?
Modern girls, they know the score. I mean, the pill's been around for 20 years, Mary Beth.
Oh, I see. And in 15 years, when we catch Alice on that couch, we're going to tell her the whole thing is up to her. Is that correct?
No, okay.
I'm too young to be a grandmother.
I will talk to him tomorrow.
That kid is not going on any all-nighters until he has his facts straight.
Right. Right! Whew.
And on the 3rd floor?
I've never met any of them, except for Mrs. Wong.
Short with glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I figure she's into Siddhartha, Sid Caesar, and Sid Vicious.
How do you know that?
Oh, I'm a student of life. I was a fat kid and I had a lot of time to sit around and watch.
So, how do you figure me?
You like ballet, Brahms, and baseball.
Only the Yankees. 1 out of 3. I'd stick with antiques if I were you.
Used furniture, my dad calls it. He wanted me in the family company. Olive oil. I figured it was a slippery business.
Cute, Tony.
So tell me, besides a witty conversation, what do you do?
You tell me.
Let's see. You're obviously well-read, chic, sophisticated. You're a book editor at Random House.
Not even close.
You're a professor of Sanskrit at Columbia.
I'm a cop.
You're kidding.
No. So is my pop. My mother wanted me to get married and have children and do charity work. Boy, were we different.
I know the feeling.
Listen. I noticed that you only had 3 dining room chairs. So I decided that either you like to give very small dinner parties, had a fetish for odd numbers, or, we're recently divorced.
You are a cop.
A detective. Sergeant, actually.
One quick swivel of the head and you're taking the whole lot.
Without glasses. So? Does your, better half of the other 3 chairs? I've never been married.
Neither have I. Legally, anyway. We're still, shall we say, complicated.
Yeah, getting serious can be tough.
So you don't get serious.
I have. But being single is a challenge.
All the good men are married or gay.
Or wannabe. Married, I mean. I just like to keep my options open.
Wouldn't we all?
Family, I'm your aunt in Tennessee.
Thanks.
Morning, Sergeant. Morning. Got something for you here. Hang on. Brooklyn Collegiate Institute.
Oh, finally. Thank you.
Isn't Lauren a little young yet?
Oh, no. In order to get into a good kindergarten, you have to apply a year in advance, at least. And some people start as soon as their child is born.
Yeah, that whole Young Republicans Club here. What about a public school?
Not for my daughter.
Oh, how egalitarian. Nothing for you, Josie.
Last night, you said it would be on my desk at 8 o'clock. It is now 8:17. We're not on Jersey time, mister. Well, if it isn't, you're going to hear from me.
I'm sorry I'm late. I gotta find a new route to work.
You, I don't mind. The jerk at the ME's office I'd like to strangle. Is everything all right at home?
Fine.
Well, that's good news. How's Alice Christine?
She is so curious. Her little hands are into everything.
Yeah. And the boys?
Also curious. How'd your new neighbor like the wine you got him?
I think Tony thought it was a gracious gesture.
Tony's a nice name. What's he like?
Bright, charming, sophisticated.
This what you harping about?
Unlike some men we know.
Thank you, Sergeant Coleman.
Mary Beth. Jamie Lee's bloodstream showed a reading of .10. She was smashed.
Time of death, approximately 9 p.m. That's an hour before they called the paramedics.
They're so damn concerned about one of their sorority sisters, why'd they wait so long to call?
Alcohol.
Oh, yes, according to the lab report, she was blasted out of her sneakers.
Oh, no, there's some mistake. Alcohol is not allowed on house premises. University regulations.
Oh, and of course you girls never broke that rule, did you?
Pretty pictures. How come they don't have one of Miss McHenry here?
Well, those are house actives. She's a pledge.
Beg pardon?
Rookies.
Oh, I get it.
We'd also like to talk to the girl who was the big sister of Miss McHenry.
Well, you already have. Patty Wayne.
Uh-huh. Well, there are a couple things here. Miss Price, sit down.
Excuse me. I'm Jane Rasmussen, president of Beta Epsilon.
How do you do?
Can I help you?
Maybe. Can you explain why your sisters waited to call the ambulance?
I don't understand.
The medical examiner has fixed her time of death nearly an hour before the phone call.
Oh, so that's what this is about. I asked Karen to wait. See, Jamie Lee was dead, and was pretty crazy for a while.
Do you mean you didn't wake me up immediately?
Excuse me. We know how you feel about all of us, Mrs. Tulloch. We weren't sure how to tell you, or how to tell anybody.
What exactly were you waiting for?
Look, I'm pre-law. I know what I should have done. But notifying the proper authorities just didn't seem very important at the time. Everyone was really shook up. Nobody could believe that Jamie Lee really killed herself. I mean, suicide. How do you think we felt?
Miss Rasmussen, when we were here night before last, everybody said that it was an accident.
We wanted to spare her mother's feelings and Mrs. Tulloch's. And the truth is, it just didn't look good for the house.
Karen, how did Miss McHenry get along with the other girls?
Fine, just like any other pledge. We were getting to know her, and she was getting to know us. Sometimes it takes a while.
Any problems with her roommates? Any jealousies about boyfriends?
You mean Jason?
Jason Weinstein, that's right. Any problems?
No.
And what fraternity house did he belong to?
He's GDI.
What is that? Means damned independent. He didn't belong to any house.
Uh-huh.
And how did you and your sisters feel about that?
Our pledges make their own decision.
Miss Price, would you say that Miss McHenry was happy here?
Jamie was more of a loner.
But everyone liked her. See, all we wanted was for her to just fit in.
The only thing I know is that she wouldn't go out that night because she had to be at the house.
She said anything about her sorority initiation coming up?
Look, she never said anything about what went on in the damned house, and I never asked her.
How long had you and Miss McHenry been dating?
Since September. We met at a fraternity rush party.
I thought you were an independent.
They didn't take me. I was weeded out with the other rejects. Wrong image, I wasn't a jock, and I didn't look like Robert Redford.
They served alcohol at this party that you went to?
That's how the big man on campus impressed the plebes. How much beer you could put under your belt.
Was Jamie Lee much of a drinker?
Said she didn't like the stuff. Why?
She was drunk when she fell to her death, Mr. Weinstein.
She didn't drink. But there is a lot of things that she started doing after she joined that house.
Doesn't sound like you have a very high opinion of Beta Epsilon.
Are you kidding me? If you don't wear the right clothes, you don't come from the right family, you don't say what they think is cool and what they want to hear, then they don't want you. You have to fit their mold.
And Miss McHenry didn't?
She tried.
I'm telling you, Mary Beth, it makes sense. It's got something to do with initiation.
I don't know, Christine. It's possible that boy has an axe to grind.
It's also possible that Jamie Lee McHenry was trying to impress them as the new pledge. Only she didn't fit in, so they put her through some crazy stunt to try and prove herself.
Maybe.
And something went wrong. And those sisters of hers just don't have the guts to come forward and face the music.
Code of silence. No difference from cops protecting their own. When you think about it.
Hazing? Oh, no. Our national office and the university both take a hard line on that. No, it's been discouraged for years.
Discouraged? It's against the law.
Sergeant, my girls love this house and everything that it stands for. This is their home, a place to belong. Do you think they would risk losing our charter just to pull some foolish pranks?
You were sleeping. How do you know what they were doing?
I know these girls. I trust them.
Well, these girls that you trusted waited 1 hour before they woke you up.
What you're implying is ridiculous.
This is telegram.
I think you'd better leave.
We'll be back.
Okay, thank you. That was legal. Judge Goble has our affidavit.
So how soon does the good judge think he can get off his bench and get us the warrants?
Tomorrow we could search the rooms, maybe, by the end of the week for sure.
I'd love to see the wheels of justice creak along.
Got a minute, Lacey?
Certainly, sir. See you, Chris.
Come on into the holding cell, every one of you.
A song by Stephen Sondheim.
Don't ask. Just keep your minute, that's all. I need some advice.
If I can, sir.
Yeah, I know my daughter-in-law is only 4 months along, but it's not too early to get started shopping yet, is it, huh?
No, sir. Never too early to shop for a baby gift.
So I was thinking maybe a savings bond.
Ah.
But I know that he couldn't use it right away, so that's when I thought diapers. You know, the kind that you could throw away. I'd get him a 6-month supply of that.
Well, that's very practical, sir.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, go ahead, speak your mind.
Well, sir, I think that your son and his wife might appreciate something that you had picked out yourself, sir. Something a little more personal.
Yeah? You think they'll like this?
Is that cute?
Huh? Good, look at this. Look at this. Isn't that something? Yeah, this plus the 6-month supply of diapers.
They'll love it, sir. I'm sure.
My son David's gonna be a father. Can't believe it.
Yeah, well, that's one I don't know about yet, sir.
Mind you, between you and me, I would like for them to get a little more settled first, financially speaking. But David hasn't taken my advice in a long time.
Sir, they have their own way of looking at things. I think that kids have a hard time thinking about tomorrow.
Well, so I was like that too when I was their age. I know better now, the hard way.
I know what you mean, sir.
You always wish that your kids would learn from your mistakes, right, Lacey?
Yes, you do, sir.
Well, what the hell? They'll make their own.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Lacey.
Anytime, sir. Very cute.
Yeah.
Boy, these people sure like flowers, huh?
Looks like this poor sorority girl's died in some kind of stupid hazing accident.
Kids do crazy things trying to become adults. It's not their fault, babe.
It's not, huh? Then whose fault is it?
Modern civilization. The Indians had the right idea. They had these big tribal rites of passage from childhood to adulthood. I mean, what do kids have nowadays to prove they've grown up? First drink, first dope, first sex? I mean, all they have is breaking the rules.
Yeah, well, what do they have for an example? Nobody wants to be grown up. Nobody wants the responsibility. Nobody wants to lay down any rules or set any standards. I bet you half the kids in Hawk Junior's class have parents who wear the same jeans they do.
Yeah, well, maybe they just want to look young.
Maybe they don't want to be the adults. We're talking about taking responsibility here. Our kids are going to be different.
These were delivered to me by mistake.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Daniel.
This is Guy Garrett, and it's back to It's Good to Be Rich. Marjorie, you mean you actually bathe here?
Of course, Guy.
Hold it, big boy!
Just listen to the hand that they're giving Carter. And well-deserved 15 for 21 from the field and 7 for 7 from the free throw line. No risking an injury at this point of the game. Ball comes in.
When in doubt, eat. Can I come in?
Who's in doubt?
The cheese is from the Santucci's around the corner. It's a killer. I warmed up the bread.
I guess for a few minutes, sir.
I'm a person who likes to do for him. I thought we had a real head start going there on friendship.
I feel like a jerk. Especially after I read that card.
It's not all your fault. I told you I like black silk.
Silly me, I thought you meant on women. Well, you did say all the good men were either married or gay.
Would things be better if I wore an earring and tighter pants?
Probably.
Settled then. I'm going shopping tomorrow. But it's going to be up to you to explain my new look down at the gym.
Why do you have to be so attractive? What's that, my consolation prize?
This way we don't have to wonder whether or not you still respect me in the morning.
Would have been so convenient, too, you know?
Yeah. I know. You could have saved all that money on taxes.
This cheese is fantastic. Not as good as sex, though.
For me instead of at the moment.
Oh, you mean nonsense?
Daniel.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
No, I'm sorry I disappointed you. I hope you forgive that. Friends are so hard to find. Especially gorgeous blondes are so special.
That's a compliment, right?
From the heart. Friends.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Friends.
Burning the midnight oil, huh?
I've got to do a report on Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, yeah? What'd you think of it?
The ending's a real downer.
I've been going over this brochure from that college. They have 4 different classes on Shakespeare alone.
Yeah, Mom, I told you, I don't want to go to college.
I do. I've been thinking about going back.
You want to go back to school?
Yeah, been thinking about it for quite some time.
I didn't know that.
Well, there's a lot of things that you and I haven't talked about. The other night when I came home, for instance.
Yeah, Dad already talked to me about that stuff, about being responsible.
Good. Your father is right. Contraception is very important. If you care enough about a girl to make love with her, you should also care enough to keep safe. You're a very handsome young man, Harvey. You know that? Young girls are very vulnerable to young men like yourself.
Mom.
I know what I'm talking about here, Harv. Before I met your father, I got pregnant. You were almost not my firstborn, kiddo. I was 19, and I was in love. I thought he loved me too, but I was wrong. That's why I decided not to have it. Oh. Having sex is not just your bodies being close. It's feelings, too. That's the hard part, even for grown-ups. And if you're not ready for that part, you can be very hurt. I'm not going to tell you that having sex is wrong, even when you're so young yet. But I have to tell you, I wish I would have waited. Don't stay up too late, baby.
Mom? Was he very handsome?
I thought so. Search warrants, Mrs. Toller. We'll start in Miss Wayne's room. Come on, ladies, let's go. Feeling any better, Miss Wayne?
I'm okay.
Are you sure? Because you're very pale. Of course, it's hard to get any color in weather like this, huh? Even having that nice sunroof and all.
I don't know what you think you'll find.
Evidence. We believe there's a crime been committed here. New York Penal Code 120.16 prohibits hazing. Ever since a fraternity death in 1982 upstate, or didn't they teach you that in pre-law? Well, that's too bad. Because Jamie Lee McHenry might still be alive today.
What about you, Miss Wayne? You know what we're talking about, don't you?
Miss Tulloch, I don't think that your girls understand that we could file charges against every single one of them.
I'd like to know what those charges are.
Reckless endangerment, hindering prosecution, conspiracy, for starters.
No, I don't think that's going to be necessary, Sergeant Cagney, because I think that Miss Wayne and Miss Price are going to want to do the right thing by their friend. She was your friend, wasn't she? I mean, you didn't mean for her to get hurt, did you? You were her big sister. She depended on you. She trusted you and looked up to you. Now you're lying about how she died. You're lying. Don't you owe her better than that, Patty?
It was an accident.
Patty, shut up.
We didn't force her to go up there. She wanted to prove she could do it too.
Do what?
Walk the railing around the sunroof. All of the other girls did it too.
The DA is going to press for charges of criminal negligence and homicide.
So they get off with a slap on the wrist and a couple of years probation. Maybe a few hundred hours of community service thrown in for good measure.
Well, what do you think, Cagney, huh? They should do hard time at Attica?
I did not say that, Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that their behavior was careless and reckless.
Yeah, well, I would say that, too. But you want to tell me what kid hasn't acted that way? Including the girl who died. She could have said no.
Yes, sir. They lose their house. They got records now. They'll probably get kicked out of school. Their lives will never be the same.
At least they're still alive.
Stupid, cruel things that kids put each other through, huh?
Every league has its rookies.
Yeah. Everybody wants to fit in somewheres.
Mary Beth, I was never cut out to be a rookie.
Who is?
Oh, that was great, just great.
All right, Dad, we better get down to the bus stop. All the other kids are going to be there.
Come on, you never heard of making an entrance? Hey, you two, you're going to be the best-looking couple at the whole shebang.
My big sister helped me pick out my dress. She's 21.
Yeah, it looks like something a 21-year-old would wear.
Thanks.
You sure you left Robbie Giordano's number?
On the kitchen counter, Mom.
Yeah, a couple of double cheeseburgers on you, Mom and me.
Thanks, Dad.
Bye, Mr. and Mrs. Lacey.
Don't forget that phone call you promised us, young man.
I won't forget, Mom.
I love you, baby.
I love you too, Mom.
Okay. Go ahead, go on.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Yeah, have fun. Oh, baby.
What?
Oh.
What?
Oh.